Right guys, welcome back to the Football Manager 2018 Scotland career mode. This is episode 4 and a pretty huge episode. We won't be playing any games here, but we will be covering not only the draw for the European International League, which is pretty crucial. You know, this could be the difference between us qualifying for tournaments or not. If you failed to qualify, I believe, for the Euros through the official qualifying campaign, then you can qualify through the back door with this European International League. I'll explain that further as we approach the actual games for this, but yet we will be doing the draw, and then after that we'll be covering the Scottish FITBA, basically what happened in Scottish FITBA, who won Player of the Year, most goals, who won the league, all that stuff, and then we will be covering the World Cup, which unfortunately we're not a part of, but hopefully in 4 years' time we will be a part of it. So that's what's going to be happening here in episode 4. Now let's waste no more time. Let's get stuck into this draw. Here we go. This is Division C. And then you see the teams left to be drawn. Come on, give us a good draw, please. So there's 3 groups of 4 and a group of 3. Well, I don't care if we're in a group of 3 or a group of 4. I just care about the teams that we get. So you can see the teams being drawn. So there's the first 4 teams drawn. We've got Israel and Cyprus, Estonia and Bulgaria, Albania and Montenegro, Hungary, Finland. Right, come on. Scotland, alright, so we're going to be in a group with Cyprus and Israel. I'm not sure what my thoughts are. I'm content with that. I think we should be... Oh, no. Serbia. I did not want that. All the teams we could have got drawn there at the end. We've got bloody Serbia, so... Serbia are going to be pretty difficult, I think, to beat, to finish in front of in this group, so... But you know what, it's definitely a winnable group. Looking at it, we can beat all those 3 teams. It's not going to be easy, but I'm pretty sure we can do it. Alright, so here we see the Premier League is over in Scotland. Celtic have won it. Not a major surprise. Perhaps the most surprising thing is by how close the gap actually was in the end. We had Celtic on 80 points, Rangers in second with 75, and Aberdeen in third with 73. So 7 points separate the top 3 teams, which is pretty close. We then have St Johnstone in 4th. They also claimed a Europa League spot. And then rounding off the top 6 we have both Edinburgh sides, Hibernian and Hearts. And the rest of the league was Partick Thistle, Kilmarnock, Motherwell, Ross County, Dundee and Hamilton. So interestingly, Steve McLaren is the new Rangers manager. Not sure how he's going to get on, to be honest. He's failed at every team he's been at, apart from Middlesbrough where he was decent. He's ever since he left Middlesbrough, he's been the ultimate failure. Couldn't even qualify for the 2008 Euros with England, so I don't expect him to do well with Rangers, but he did finish second, so I suppose maybe got to give him a bit of credit for that, and we'll see how he gets on. Alright, so here you can see the stats for the Scottish Premiership. Celtic dominating in most of them. Best at hitting the target, Celtic 44%. Most goals with Celtic 69%. Most crosses completed were Rangers, 29% completed. Most headers completed were Motherwell. You can see best average possession was Celtic with 55, followed by Rangers 53, Aberdeen 52. Most passes completed, Celtic 72%. I think you'd kind of expect that. Most tackles won, Celtic 78. Most fouls made, Dundee. Most clean sheets was joint between Aberdeen and Celtic, so both of them had the best defensive record between them. And least conceded was Aberdeen. So Aberdeen conceding the least amount of goals in the Scottish Premiership, just showing how good Aberdeen were defensively. Looks like maybe just a lack of goals was it maybe cost them. Not even, because they only scored 3 goals less than Rangers, so I mean, very close season there, and it looks like second place could have went either way, but Rangers just nicking it in the end. And you can see like Rangers did win their last 4 games, so it looks like they had the better form. Games without losing, Rangers went 8 games in a row without losing. Will you tell me, Celtic? That can't be right. I'm not quite sure. Games without winning 4. Alright, that means the current run. Alright, I thought it meant for the entire season. So Rangers are on an 8-game streak without a loss, which is pretty good. Celtic have went 4 games without winning. That's crazy. Maybe that's why the league the title went so close there. There was only 5 points in it because they haven't won their last 4. Alright, we'll check some other stats then. With team details. What's this? I think we've basically covered that, haven't we? Player overview. Top goal scorer was Jason Cummins, 14 goals. Second place was combined joint with Lee Griffiths, Jamie McLaren and Chris Bullen. Simon Murray in 5th with Scott Sinclair. Adam Rooney and Craig Kelty joint in 7th. Most assists was joint between Scott Allen and Jamie Murphy. Best hitting the target, Aberdeen player Shinaku Nakali. Most key passes, Graham Shinnie. Most dribbles, David Templeton. Most distance dribbled, Simon Murray. Most key tackles, Paul Hanlon with 34, just beating out Carl Anderson from Aberdeen. Most least conceded was Craig Gordon. So Craig Gordon conceded the least goals, even though Aberdeen conceded the least overall. So to me, that tells me that Celtic must have had someone else in nets for a period. Yeah, he only made 31 appearances, whereas Joe Lewis played every game for Aberdeen. So I mean that ranking could be, and even with that West Fodder, he only played 34. So that is the reason why Joe Lewis probably is only 4th in the list, because he actually played every game, whereas these other keepers did not. And what else have we got? Player details. Referee. Who gave the most red cards? Who's a dick? Gavin Duncan is a dick. He gave 3 red cards. Strange. Injury table. I think this is the current injury table. Doesn't really cover the entire season. Suspensions. Players that maybe are currently booked. Manager movement. We already covered that. Award winners. So, player of the year went to Scott Sinclair. He got 1st place. 2nd place was Patrick Roberts, and 3rd place was Mikael Lustig. So, clean sweep there for Celtic players. Scott Sinclair's actually won it now 3 years in a row, hasn't he? No, wait, it's not. It's 2 years in a row. Then it was Lee Griffiths. So, Lee Griffiths won it back then for Hibs as well. So, look at that, man. It's all Celtic apart from back in 2012, 2013 where Lee Griffiths won it, and then obviously David Weir won it 2009. 2010, and that is the Football Writers Player of the Year. Manager of the Month, Steve McClaren won the last month. I've already seen that. Player of the Month, there's no need to cover that. Players Player of the Year, Scott Sinclair, and that's the 2nd year in a row he's won that. So it looks like Celtic winning most of these awards. Team of the Year, and there's a lot of Celtic players in it. A Rangers player, an Aberdeen, and a St Johnstone. So we've got Craig Gordon in nets. A back 4, Kieran Tierney, Joe Schnosnesi, Derek Boyata and Mikael Lustig. The 4 in front of them, Paddy Roberts, Nair Bitton, Graham Shinnie and Scott Sinclair. And up front, Lee Griffiths and Jason Cummins, the 2 players that we have in our squad. So looks like those 2 will be staying in our team. They're obviously in good form. I want Graham Shinnie in there as well. And maybe Craig Gordon probably does deserve to be our number 1 keeper. Looks like he's on good form at the moment. What else have we got here then? Top goal scorer. Obviously we know it was Jason Cummins. He did play 6 games more than Lee Griffiths, so that might be why, but like Lee Griffiths only scored 1 goal less but actually got 4 more assists, so pretty good there from Lee Griffiths. Maybe that explains why, if Lee Griffiths had played the same amount of games, perhaps he would have been the top goal scorer. Writers Young Player of the Year, Paddy Roberts wins that one. First time he's won it. Kieran Tierney won it both previous years. What else? Young Player, that's the month. And Young Player of the Year was won again by Paddy Roberts. So that's it basically for the Ladbrokes Premiership. And so Rangers have now won it 54 times, but Celtic must be catching. We'll have a wee look and see what Celtic are on now. They've got to be close, I'm assuming. Let's see how many times they've won this title. Should be general, am I right in thinking, or is it history? History, records, overview, first. Where does it tell you how many times I've won the league? That's what I want to know. Modern day, where does it tell you that? I don't know, it should be. Does it not normally tell you right beside it how many times I've won the league? Fuck, I can't find it, man. Can't I find it? Oh, damn, I want to know how many times I've won the league. Alright, well, I guess it doesn't matter. They're probably closing in on Rangers anyway. So, there you go, guys. That covers it for Scottish Fit. But then Celtic winning the league, winning most of the individual awards. Rangers finished in second and Aberdeen in third. Let's move on now to the World Cup. Alright guys, World Cup time 2018 in Russia, and I honestly can't believe I'm about to say this, but Romania, fucking Romania, the car washers, they fucking cleaned up their act up big time and have went on and won the World Cup, defeating Argentina in the final on penalties. Absolutely unbelievable. We'll have a quick look at the final in a minute, but before then we'll see the entire competition, we'll see who exited where, and I cannot believe Romania have won the World Cup, but perhaps it gives us hope that smaller nations can do it. And that means we can do it. If Romania can win a World Cup, we can win a World Cup. That's got to be the mentality we have, but would not have expected Romania to do that. It's not like they've got Hagi in their team anymore. They don't have many good players, so you know what, fair play to them. We can see they got in Group A, Romania went through along with Mexico, and that's a pretty easy enough group. It's not a huge surprise Romania went through. I think either of the top three teams in that group could have went through, and on this occasion it was Romania and Mexico. Group B, England, Wales, Ivory Coast and Japan. Pretty tough group. Wales and England going through. England going through pretty comfortably in the end there. 2-0 against Japan, 3-0 against Wales and 4-1 against the Ivory Coast. Group C, tough group, especially if you're Croatia. You kind of got shafted there. Senegal had really no chance. France going through with 3 wins, then Brazil in second with the 2 wins. And you see France going through pretty easily actually. 3-0 against Croatia and Senegal, and a 4-1 win against France. A 4-1 win against Brazil even. Group D, another group where the two teams went through. You'd probably expect that. Holland have struggled in the last few years. At least they're in the World Cup this occasion, and they managed to get through with a win, a draw and a loss. The draw coming against Peru, but they see Portugal head and shoulders above everyone else, defeating all 3 teams to get into the next stage. Group E, major shock here. Spain failed to get out of Group E with a group including South Korea, Ecuador and Tunisia. Definitely would have expected Spain to qualify and top that group, but it didn't happen. Group F, we had another big surprise here. Italy this time finishing third, not making it through. Argentina finished first in that one, Slovakia second, Costa Rica coming up last. Group G, Belgium won that one from Ukraine, USA third, unlucky there, and Nigeria fourth. Pretty tight, and USA just missing out there. And in the last group, Group H, we've seen Germany, Poland, Ghana, and coming in at last, Honduras. So there you go, some shockers at the moment. Spain and Italy both failing to make it into the knockout stages. As for the second round, with Mexico defeating Wales, Romania, the winners, defeating England, Holland beating France on penalties, Portugal beating Brazil, Slovakia beating South Korea, Argentina beating Ecuador, Belgium beating Poland, and Uruguay knocking out Germany. So as you can see, there's a few teams there managing to sneak into the next round you wouldn't really expect. Got Mexico, Romania, Slovakia. You know, not a lot of big teams actually going out. You already had France and Italy went out, and now we've seen France, Brazil, and Germany go out. England as well. So, like I said, big shocks here in this World Cup. Quarterfinals with Mexico beating Portugal, Romania beating Holland, Slovakia beating Uruguay, and Argentina beating Belgium. So, I'd argue 3 of the 4 favourites actually going out at this stage. Only Argentina you'd have probably tipped to beat Belgium, but even then, it's really probably 50-50. Maybe Messi's the only thing that was, putting it in Argentina's favour, but they went through. Semi-final, Argentina humped Mexico. Romania just come through against Slovakia in extra time. The third place playoff, Slovakia beat Mexico to claim the third place. And in the final, big upset here, Romania beating Argentina 1-0. If you look at that Argentina lineup, man, look at that. Really, Mercutio, Rojo, Otamendi, Balicia, Rigoni, Messi, Banega, Acuna, Dybala, Higuain. Massive players, even Aguero there coming on late on. Massive players in that Argentina team, and they lost 22 shots to 18. Maybe Argentina were the better players, better team, but they didn't win. And you can see scored, Messi and Gary scored, missed a penalty. Aguero and Higuain missing penalties there for Argentina, and ultimately that is what cost them the World Cup. So Messi's bid to win an international trophy with Argentina continues, and Romania have been crowned champions of the world. Cavani, top goal scorer with Andone from Romania, both joint on 7 goals. Cavani was the best player of the tournament, just beating out Matuidi from France for 7.98 rating. Assist was Luis Suarez. See, Uruguay played well in this tournament, unlucky not to go further. Player of the match, Cavani joint first with Hernandez. Clean sheet, Slovakia had 4, very good for Slovakia. And yellow cards, no one really cares about that. So, crazy, man, what actually happened there. Team overview. Argentina had the most goals with 16. Easily the most goals, far more than anyone else in the competition. Romania only had 10. And best, Germany were unlucky, so best to hit the target. What else have we got here? Team detail. Stuff, player detail. Higuain, like I said, 5 assist appearances. Award winners. A player of the tournament was Florin Adon, so he won that 7.69 average rating. Xavier Hernandez came second, and in third place was Alexandru Maxim. So 2 Romania players, probably deserving that, to be honest, coming in the top 3. So if you look at the past players of the tournaments here, we went from Lionel Messi to Florin Adon. That is pretty damn crazy. Best goalkeeper was Romania's Ciprian Tararansu. Can't really complain. Like I say, it's a big massive jump there from Neuer to this unknown guy. Best young player was Kylian Mbappe from France. Dream team, let's see what the dream team looked like. So, bunch of Romanians in there. Well, I say a bunch of Romanians. There's 4. It's a decent amount. Like, you wouldn't expect any before the tournament started. With Tara Rasuna in there, Ben Sarr, Otamendi, Skirtle, Leon, Maxim, Hamsik, Angel Di Maria, Dos Santos, Andone, and Cavani up front. Goal of the tournament was Moussa Dembele. Is that the Moussa Dembele? Celtic's Moussa Dembele? No, it's the Tottenham Moussa Dembele. Ah well. Tom Bradshaw was second, and Marco van Ginkel was third. And the Golden Boot, as we know, was joint between Florin Andone and Edinson Cavani. So there you go, guys, man. Mental. Romania have won the World Cup. Absolutely unbelievable. So, what an end to episode 4. See, next time out, our friendlies have been cancelled. We did have friendlies set up against Japan and someone else, but obviously with this European league group set up, that is gone. It'll be 6 games, home and away ties, and they will be played in September, October and November. I'm really hoping we can win this group. It still gives us a chance to qualify for the Euros if we fail through the normal route, the normal system. So it's kind of crucial that we win this group, and I will be looking to get the best squad possible for this. Maybe try and field some youngsters as well. I mean, this is not the actual European qualification format. This is not the legit tournament qualifying process. But if we fail to qualify, there is a back door through this tournament, which I will go into more detail once the time comes. But anyway, guys, that's going to do it for episode 4. Cannot believe the Romanian car washers won the World Cup. Let me know what you think down below. Fucking Romania. What? They don't even have Hadji. They've got some guy bloody washing down our Mercedes with Fairy Up liquid. Like, I mean, what the fuck? Till next time. Peace.